This whole time, you were also breastfeeding.
I was thin with huge boobs.
Oh, wow.
The world is full of amazing women who have done remarkable things in their lives.
Voila.
My whole life has been a risk.
I want to meet some of them and hear their best piece of advice.
Nothing great is easy. If you want something easy, then you're not doing something great.
That just one thing that has made them who they are today.
Hello, Baroness.
I would love to hear your just one thing.
And that might help me and you become better versions of ourselves.
You're expecting your agent to look after you, but really, you're just a commodity.
Yes, I'm pregnant again.
I'm gonna say what I have to say, you take it or leave it.
I get really emotional about it. I don't want to cry.
Ready? All right, let's go.
We're making progress here, guys.
There's wind.
Oh, yeah, there's wind. Oh, yeah, lift up.
Over, look.
Oh, kind of.
Yes, Grace.
Having kids is amazing. My children are the joy of my life. They gave me the true definition of like what love is. I always wanted to be a mum, but on my channel, I haven't shown much of me parenting. Usually if I pick up the camera, it's when the kids are not around. Hello there, guys. So no one really sees when I'm a frazzled mum in the morning. I am ready, makeup is on. I never wanted to be mumsy or she's that mummy blogger now because I think motherhood can make you feel like you're in a box. You're not sexy anymore. You're not as career-driven anymore. Tonight, I'm going out with Katherine Ryan. She's a comedian, she's a writer, and the fact that she's like navigating a career as well as being a mother is really inspiring to me. Katherine Ryan is a Canadian comedian, writer, and actress who's made the UK her home.
So I'm a single mom in Britain. Yeah, with the only baby I ever kept.
She's everywhere, from panel shows to Netflix specials, becoming one of Britain's top female comedians.
I was so excited to meet you here. I did one of my first solo shows here when I was just a little baby comedian.
My gosh. When did you start? Like, what made you think that you wanted to do comedy and even to be confident enough to stand on the stage? Because that scares me.
I mean, does it? I don't really mind if people like me or not. I think that's the thing.
Oh, that's so good.
It doesn't bother me. So you would never, ever do stand-up?
I wouldn't do it, no. And I think for me, it's the, like, being worried that people won't think I'm good.
But I think it's important to have people not think you're good. In the beginning, nobody thinks you're good because you suck.
Yeah.
And that's a really useful place of growth. Have you ever bombed, though, in your work? Like, had a YouTube video that got no views?
Actually, yeah, I have. I've had bomb videos.
There you go. That's your trajectory of growth as an influencer in the same way that a comic has to bomb loads. Why don't you try it? There's no one here. Just get on stage and see how it feels for you.
God. This is strong. This is strong.
You look really beautifully lit, though. Do you feel high status?
Yes, I feel like Beyonce.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say, though. What do you do when you're up here?
So you could just be honest and be like, I didn't spend all that time writing jokes. I chose to be pretty instead.
Oh, you're good.
Well, you're dressed like a comedian. You have a blazer.
Yeah, it's to cover the ass. Is that good?
Yes. No. You made me laugh and you weren't even trying to tell a joke.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you so much.
This country struggles with ice.
I actually usually answer no ice in general, a lot of the time.
You're the problem.
So let's get into mum life, because you have a little one.
Big one, I think.
Right? Yours is
She will be
11.
12.
Oh, 12, okay, wow. Do you remember what pregnancy and that journey looked like?
When I was 25, I was pregnant with my daughter, and that was tricky because I was working a lot. I had just moved to London, and I was trying to do a little bit of stand-up. The first gig that I did back, my daughter was 21 days old. Sometimes she would just be right by the curtain, and I could see her.
Did you ever feel like embarrassed or like, oh no, I wish I didn't have to have her with me so I could do my job?
No, I loved having her there.
Yeah.
I liked her company. And I was tired and poor. But all I remember is like, I breastfed till she was 2.5.
So hold on, so this whole time you were also breastfeeding?
It's easier than bringing bottles.
Really?
And I was thin with huge boobs.
Oh, wow. So, would you like to have more children?
Yes, I'm pregnant again.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
How
Yeah.
far along are you?
I'm due in 3 months. It could live now if we had to deliver it on this table. Science is amazing.
Oh my God. I love your approach to this. It's very, like, relaxed. So you've talked a lot about motherhood and your journey. I want to get your just one thing.
Okay, my just one thing is to not take anyone's advice and to do whatever you feel is right as a woman, as a mother. Nature gives you this ability to mother and to lead with intuition if you just learn to listen to it. And I just did whatever I felt was right. And I really am grateful for that voice. Like, wait until my daughter's in jail in 10 years and I'll be like, well, listen, Patricia, you want to read all the books, but
I hope not.
so far, what I have done might not be totally correct, but I would never begrudge motherhood. It's been the greatest gift of my existence.
I love that. Thank you.
Every good night ends with fish and chips.
I love fish and chips.
I know, the best.
Ooh, this is good.
Just really cap off the night by going home early and eating these in the bath.
Exactly. I think that's exactly what I'd want to do. Go home, run a bath, eat in the bath. Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Okay. Kids are tucked up in bed, so I have me time tonight. Catherine's Just One Thing, I loved it because I can second guess myself and I sometimes seek approval, validation, answers from others when maybe I should probably look a bit more internally for answers when it comes to parenting and maybe even life in general.
Do it this way.
There you go. The good thing is that Grandma is down the road. I want them to enjoy the experience of growing up with my Nigerian mum as much as I enjoyed my experience. I feel like I had a really happy childhood. My mum and my sister, we were so close.
Anytime someone comes to our house, she plays the wedding video. It has 1 million views. I tell you, 900,000 our mum.
She lets them get away with a lot more than she ever let us get away with. You
So I'm
basically
giving
spoil
them what I never gave you.
Yes. Even though I wasn't in a single parent household, it felt like that.
How go do?
My dad was deported back to Nigeria when I was 5 years old. He had outstayed his visa. And I remember the day, bang, 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 knock at the door, police officers come and drag him out of the house. So it actually is quite upsetting because every time I talk about it, I get really emotional about it. I don't want to cry. We didn't see him again for 5 years. If that didn't happen, maybe my mum wouldn't have had to work so hard. And she would take us with her at 5 to go and clean offices, would wear our uniform, and then we would leave those offices and go straight to school. I wonder if you faced any kind of judgment about how you parented.
Judgment in terms of I'm going to cleaning job at 5. I have to take you people along.
And you wouldn't tell anyone that you'd do that?
Why would I? They would say I'm doing something wrong.
There's a lot of opinions about parenting, mainly online, but I think it's quite important not to hide away just because of what trolls might have to say.
Don't change who you are. As long as who you are is giving you satisfaction.
So today I'm meeting Baroness Floella Benjamin. Her story is amazing. Baroness Floella Benjamin is an actress, author, and former children's TV presenter. In 2010, she became a life peer in the House of Lords. She now uses her position to make reforms in education and children's welfare. Hello there. Lovely to meet you.
Snap.
I can't believe it. We got the memo for the pink. I love it. You look stunning.
I love this place because it brings back memories of my mum.
Okay.
My mum was an adventurer.
Right.
My mum used to love taking her 6 children outside their postcode. She used to say, I'm going to take all you on a Red Rover bus. A Red Rover bus means you could travel anywhere across London. And one of the places we used to go to was here. My mum had aspiration for her children.
So she brought you guys from Trinidad, came over to London, South London, and you're the Baroness of Beckenham. I live in Beckenham. So I wanted to yeah, that's where I'm from. That's where I live right now.
No.
Yes, I know.
Well, actually, you should have curtsied when you met me. Do you like that?
So what should I do? Is it
a curtsy? Well, imagine you're a ballet dancer. Just go down very gently, bend your knees.
Hello, Baroness. That's my first ever curtsy.
No, seriously.
And actually, do I refer to you as Baroness?
For young people, I think it's always good to say Baroness.
Okay.
It shows you can be anything. You can come from anywhere. Because when you think of where I've come from, you know, when I came to England, I lived in one room with my 5 brothers and sisters, with my mum and dad. My mum used to say, don't cry, don't cry. This room is full of love.
Oh, okay, I
love
that.
is all you need.
Wow.
Come, let's take some pictures. Try and sort of get the depth of the feel there and go down as low as you can.
Okay.
Try and go low.
Oh my gosh, I don't know if my knees can handle this.
You're younger than me. You can do that.
Wow. This place is
wow.
amazing. Oh my gosh, I've never seen so many
incredible
pictures of plants in my life. It's gorgeous. I'd love a bit of advice for myself. I'd love to hear your just one thing.
My one thing would be always smile. Keep smiling, called winner's smile. And everything I've been through, I've got through it with a smile. And I've always been a great believer, and I think that comes from my mum, especially, that you never give up. And you can win any battle with a smile.
So you came over from Trinidad to the UK. What did you face when you came over?
When I came to England, I was 10 in 1960, a little 10-year innocent girl who thought she was coming to the motherland because I was taught in Trinidad that the Queen loved me and England was a land of hope and glory. When we got here, it wasn't like that. It was quite traumatic, but it's only when I went out into the streets and went out to school that I realized what I really would have to face. And I remember these boys pushed me up against a brick wall, you know, and started calling me nasty names. And I said, Mommy, what do these names mean? What are they talking about? My kind. And my mum had to do something that no mother should ever have to do to her children. And she said, oh, you're living in England now. And some people are not going to like you. Some people are going to hate you because of the color of your skin.
Wow.
But I want all you to be strong. I want all you to go to school and learn. Education is your passport to life. And remember, Mommy and Daddy loves you. But I remember looking down at my hand, wondering why people are going to hate me. And crying and, you know, the tears falling on my hand, rubbing my skin to see whether it would ever come off. Not knowing that I'm not going to be seen as a human being, not seen as a person, but seen as a colour. That's quite hard to take as a child.
Yeah. Were you worried about your own children facing some of those things that you dealt with?
Well, my children are mixed heritage. And when my son was about 4, I said to him, darling, some people are going to be horrible to you. Some people are going to call you names. But I want you to tell them that you're black and you're white mixed together, which makes you golden. And gold is special. Everybody wants a piece of gold.
So you had those chats with your children?
When he was 4, I told him.
It's weird. I haven't had that chat or that discussion with my daughter. It's weird. I see them as black, and I think they see themselves as brown. She always draws us brown, and then Daddy fluorescent blue.
But I mean, but you talk about these issues because one day they're going to have to face it.
You campaign a lot for children. What do you think that connection is there? Why are you so passionate about children?
Because I realised that when I was doing children's programmes, that children didn't have a voice. And people need to speak up for children because whatever you do to a child at that very young age will stay with them forever. So we've got to get it right. I realised that we should have a minister for children. It took me 20 years to persuade government to have a cabinet-level minister for children, and it happened. And we have the online harms bill that is coming through. They're going to have protection for children online.
I love that. It's a great position to be in where you can actually make change, so it's very valuable that you're there for so many people.
I feel sometimes, wow, is this me? I have to pinch myself sometimes, and I walk in to the House of Lords, and I think 400 years ago, the people who sat on these benches, they decided the fate of my ancestors. They were slave owners. They were plantation owners. Now here I am, changing the world. It's a great position to be in. And every day when I go in, I do it not just for my mum and dad and for my children and the millions of children who I represent, but also for my ancestors.
Wow. I'm blown away. I'm blown away because you've put yourself in a position where you can actually make changes that are really tangible. So I'll get emotional again now. Oh, it's just
don't
so
cry,
powerful.
please don't cry.
Meeting Baroness Floella Benjamin, it's been phenomenal what she's done. And she seems to do it with a smile, which is her just one thing. Listening to her reminds me of my mum. Often people who face quite a lot of adversity, they just have this smile and be happy. And I think a lot of us who have easy lives, we don't have the resilience, I'd say. Come on.
Shall we take the waters back?
I always worry about whether or not I'm doing a good job as a mum.
Ooh. I think working mums have been judged in the past. I feel like it's changing, but I've guilt-tripped myself about being a working mum. I've got two jobs, the day job and then the kid job.
The kid job is your favourite job?
It is my favourite job because I love looking at you guys.
Do you know what Mummy does for her job?
Makes money.
Yeah, that's my job. I'm a hustler. There are so many mums who have done such a good job of working and raising amazing children. They need to be patted on the back. They need to be applauded. I prefer it a little bit darker. Doing my hair means I'm not just someone who puts a baseball cap on the school run, which is what I do a lot of the time. So when I put on my makeup, sort my hair out, I always feel like the cool mum, like the mum who's got it together. But it's rare. I can't wait to meet Stefflon Don today. She's really killed it. It's really hard to make it as a rapper, particularly a female rapper, and a female rapper who had her baby when she was starting out in the industry. Stefflon Don is a British rapper, singer and songwriter and has collaborated with stars such as Drake and Mariah Carey. Winning a MOBO along the way, she's now one of Britain's biggest artists. Hello, Steph. You look stunning. We're air kissing. We're air kissing nowadays. People are going to think, why are we in the kitchen? But did you bake or what's the situation?
I actually did. Yeah. At home with my son, we used to always watch, you know them cake programs?
Yeah.
When I was like, one day, you know what, I want to do this. Did a 3-month course on cake decorating. I already learned how to decorate. I wasn't into the ingredient stuff, so my cake, it was hit and miss, but I make it look nice.
Okay.
So we're doing arms today. Whip it into shape.
My wrist hurts.
Look at the wrist.
There we go.
You know what they say, if there's no mess in the kitchen, the food can't taste that good.
I've never heard that saying, but I like it.
I just made it up.
There we go, got it.
All right, let's pop this in the oven.
You mentioned that the first time you made a cake was for your little one. How old is your son now?
He's 11.
How old were you when you had him?
17.
17. Did you face any judgment at the time for being pregnant?
Oh, yeah, a lot. Obviously, I'm very young. Like, I'm 17, and I also knew I wanted to do music, so it was like, I can't do this, I'm too young. But now he's here, and he's a blessing.
I think some people think that when they have a baby, it's gonna stop them from living their life.
No.
And
I'm not gonna lie, what I've realised, I think you're gonna say what I think.
Go on.
A lot of people say they should have had a baby earlier.
Yeah.
Do you think that?
Fact.
A lot of women are now to me saying, you're lucky you did it at 17. I said, look, do you know what I went through?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, all the kind of scrutiny outside of everything.
Coming into the rap game, you knew that this is what you wanted to do. You knew you had a little one. How did you maneuver that?
You know, I just decided I didn't want to talk about him. It's weird for a woman, everyone always cares if you have a child or how many, but how many men have kids that no one don't care to talk about? Are you a dad? As a man, you're allowed to do that. You're allowed to have 5 kids, 6 baby moms, 7 baby moms, and no one don't care. Oh, they look cute. That is nice.
It's like surgery. I feel like mine's a reflection of my personality all over the place. Let's go sit down and chat. I'm gonna go sample these. What do you think you've taken from your relationship with your mum?
She was a very hard worker, so she, you know, cleaning around the house, cooking. She used to work in nursing homes. So she was the breadwinner more than my dad. But I feel like I learned more from her mistakes. My mum being in an abusive relationship, for one, I would never do that because I saw it. When I was a kid, I used to tell my mum, no, you should leave him. He's really bad. Like, I would tell my mum that. And she would be like, no, that's your dad. Or sometimes he would even get arrested when, she would call police. She would never press charges.
Is your mum quite traditional? That she's like, we have to have the stable unit and a stable home?
Kind of. In her head, it was, no matter what he's doing to me, like, my kids need to see us together. And it's like, no, it's worse than for your kids to see an abusive relationship. Do you know what I mean? I feel like my mom's been through so much. She's had every reason to say, I'm giving up. So who am I? I've not even been through half of anything she's been through.
It's true.
Do you know what I mean?
True. I'm asking amazing women this question, like, what is their just one thing? I'd love to hear what yours is.
My one bit of advice for you would be, if you don't try, you've already failed. Anything you want to do in life, just don't be afraid to go for it, no matter what people think. If you know within yourself, like, this is what makes me happy, this is my goal, just focus on it and don't worry about what anybody else thinks.
And I'm presuming even when you had your little one, you probably saw that he was just one of your steps on your journey.
Yeah. Nothing great is easy. If you want something easy, then you're not doing something great. Literally. If it's easy, it's not really great, is it?
It's true, it's true. All right, let's have a cake. I want you to try one of my ones.
Okay, I'll try one of yours. They're very spongy. This tastes nice.
No, it's nice. Steph's advice was, if you don't try, you've already failed. That really hit home. As a mother, as an artist, as a woman, like, she just seems like she's got this level of, I'm just gonna get stuff done and nothing's gonna hold me back, and I think that's really beautiful. Meeting these incredible women and having these discussions around motherhood has been invaluable. In the past, I've been scared to share the fact that I have kids for fear of losing my identity and hearing too many opinions.
So yummy.
However, I'm learning to silence those outside voices. I'm a mother, I'm proud, and I'm ready to share that with you.
Katherine was right. Having fish and chips in the bath, it's the way to go. Oh, fish in the bath, yeah.